I'm Ben Johnson, I'm a painter, and I've been using architecture as my subject matter and starting point for my paintings for maybe 40 years now. But approximately 15 years ago, I decided to move from individual pieces of architecture to the broader view and cityscapes. Canaletto had always been in the background, but the painting that I'm making at the moment, which is the view from the roof of the National Gallery, has really been 15 years in the making. This is the canvas. It's 6 feet by 9 feet, roughly 2.5 meters by 3.25 meters. And this drawing, as we're looking at it now, is the byproduct of about 6 months drawing. Now, I work with assistants because this is a studio, it's a workshop. And that's a very important part of my process. I'm very proud to work with very talented draftspeople. Each one of these buildings was drawn separately. The most complicated drawing here being this, and this took 6 weeks. There are drawings back here that perhaps only took a day, but a building like, well, let's take Big Ben because it's a nice, easily recognized object. That's about a week's drawing. And these individual drawings are made on computer. But the computer is purely and simply a tool. The drawing process is a drawing process that was really established in 1500. And the reason I work with a computer is because I use a spray gun. And to contain it, you use a mask. The mask I used to cut with a scalpel and masking tape. Nowadays, I use vinyl, which is a self-adhesive film. And we have to cut holes in that film. And we could do it by wearing a magnifier over our eyes, cutting with a scalpel, but it would probably take us 20 years to make this painting. Because we work on computer and we work with a vector-based program, which is a mathematical program, we can then send that drawing file down to a cutter which will cut the stencils out. And these are the ties that will anchor the flagpole down. And then these are some of the small elements like the air conditioning unit on the roof. And wherever you're seeing white now, that's where the paint will go through. Although it's self-adhesive, you can float it over the surface at this stage and just approximately place it. One butterfly matching the other. Now you've got to move clockwise.
Okay.
Clockwise, 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 whoa. And this registration mark should come into place, yes. Hopefully that one is in place, that one. This is the critical stage again, where you have to make sure you don't remove any of these very small elements that are just floating, they're islands. So you can almost hear the glue pulling away, and you can sense when you're going to be lifting a piece of the stencil that you want to have remain on the surface. I'm very organized in the foundations of the painting, but increasingly, as time goes on and I get further into a painting, I'm acting faster and faster on intuition. The foundations are so firm, I can take risks. So just now, for instance, I've chosen a color which instinctively I know is going to fit in with the rest of the painting. It's going to work because I've started to establish rules as I've got further and further, and my knowledge of the painting has grown. So the painting almost makes itself, but also the painting as it grows becomes more and more independent and tells me what to do. Some of the changes I make in colour are very subtle. They're so subtle, a lot of people would say, well, I can't even see those changes.